Hey, we're rolling.
Hello, my name is Chef Nathan Greven. I am a culinary educator. I work in Carrollton, Georgia. I teach at a vocational high school in Georgia. I am a chef turned teacher, actually. I have roughly about 10 years of experience in the business, every facet of this business you could possibly imagine, from working in fine dining restaurants all the way to like the turn and burn high volume places, and even my own personal chef and catering business. And 5 years ago, if you told me I was going to be a high school teacher, and I would have told you you're out of your mind. There's no way I would ever do it. But now I absolutely love what I do. I love teaching culinary. I love my students. And with that being said, it makes having some things in my program makes my life a lot easier. One of them is having the sous chef. And the sous chef software is amazing. It's one of those things that you can use to help reinforce things in your program. It's things that help. It's good to use for demonstrative purposes. And the best part is if I do a demonstration for my kids, I can use the software and I can rewind it as many times as I need to, over and over and over again, until they all really get it and they all really understand. And then from that point, once they all get it and they see what's going on, I can do it myself and they can see it in real life, and then they can do it, which makes my life 1,000 times easier. It saves me money, it saves me time, and just being able to see that light bulb just click when they get it, when they understand, when they can really see, really makes my life 1,000 times easier. And it's so rewarding as a teacher. It's one of those things that it's hard to explain until you really, when you see that their eyes just light up with that recognition and the reality of it's like, oh my gosh, I get this. I understand why they cut the vegetables this way, or I understand the easiest way to dice a carrot. I mean, it's these things it just makes life so much easier.
How has integrating the technology in your classroom improved instructions versus the traditional means prior to having the software?
Well, I mean, nowadays, it's like everything, all the kids, you ask kids what they do in their free time, it's like they sit on the computer, it's either MySpace, it's YouTube, it's all multimedia, it's all internet-based, or all computer-based, and having the technology to be able to have them on the computers and see the stuff in the computers on multimedia, high definition, the full videos, everything is right there in front of them, as opposed to the traditional textbooks. I mean, for the most part, the kids textbooks are old school. Textbooks are just, they have their use and they're great for like resources for like recipes and things like that. But in terms of like the instruction and having, the content, the definitions, all the videos, all the things that are right there at their fingertips, where if they want, even in their spare time, they can go and jump on the computers and say, oh, I want to learn how to do a tornado potato. And they'll sit there and they'll watch the video in their spare time. And I can tell you, honestly, my kids do this on a fairly regular basis. It kind of blows my mind, to be honest with you. So when I think they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, I look over there, they're sitting on their computer, and they actually have the sous chef software up. They're watching videos and like learning how to do, plate desserts or things like that.
Let's expand on that. So how well has your students received the program, and especially finding the informational resource on their own?
Oh my gosh, they took it and ran with it. They thought it's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and how quick they latched onto it, just like a leap, just like they grabbed it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, because they can go on and it's user friendly. It's what they're used to. They're used to using computer programs. They're used to using the softwares and things like that, to where they can take that and just jump on it, and they, like I said, they can do it however they want, do it on their own time, do it at their own rates. And that's beautiful. And then one of the best parts is with my classes, because I have all different levels in my class, from AP kids all the way down to very low functioning special needs kids, and the beautiful thing is it's geared and it fits for all of them. It works. They all understand it. It's hard to explain, but it's balanced so perfectly to where it's not boring for the really high level kids, and it's not too complicated for the really low functioning kids. And the best part is that the really low functioning kids, I can have them watch and go over the same things over and over and over again until they really get it. And at the same time, if I have to do that with some of my special needs kids, the AP kids can go on and move on. It's like, you know what, I want to learn how to make a duffel potatoes, or I want to learn how to perfectly grill a steak and do the perfect crosshatch marks. It's really amazing.
Expanding on the people at different levels, for self-paced learning, how does this apply?
Self-paced learning. Well, the good thing is that, again, it allows the kids to kind of to where they aren't feel like they're forced to sort of keep up with everybody else, to where they can learn at their own pace. And I've found that it makes them much more comfortable, and they're more willing and more receptive to get the knowledge and to get the techniques down, because they can do it at their own pace, and they're much more comfortable. They don't feel that sense of, oh, I'm being rushed because this is the only time I'm going to see this demonstration being done. They can rewind it, like I said, as many times as they need to see it over and over again. Or they can pull up, when we're going over a lesson, say, for example, on a bechamel sauce, and they're like, when we're talking about what a roux is, and they're like, oh, I don't remember what a roux is. They can pull up the information and say, a roux is equal parts of flour and butter, and it's cooked at different donenesses for different levels of thickening and for different flavors and for different sauce applications. They're like, oh yeah, that's right, that's what it is, and then it helps them apply it, and you can see that, like I said, that light bulb go off in their head, that recognition happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, and then it helps them kind of keep up as well.
Since there's a shift in technology, how easy or difficult was the sous chef to integrate as a technology piece in your classroom?
It was simple. It was one of the simplest things that I have probably done. It's one of the smartest decisions I've made for my class and for my students. And the level of their understanding, the level of their comprehension of the material with the software is phenomenal. It really is. It's one of the best blessings a culinary teacher can have.
I understand that you have a student here competing at the competitions today. How much did that student utilize this resource in their training to get ready for this competition?
She used it fairly often. There's a lot of things that she does work in restaurants now, and there are a lot of things that she goes. There were some things that she knew, but there's a lot of things that she wasn't really familiar with or needed for review, that she could just hop on the computer and open the sous chef software and go over these techniques and go over the procedures or whatever and what have you, to sort of help prepare her and help train her for this. It definitely made her much more comfortable, much more prepared, and I think it gave her almost a competitive edge over a lot of her competitors that don't necessarily have this resource in their classrooms or their kitchens.
Okay, that's about it. So do you have any final words about the sous chef program?
The sous chef software is one of the greatest tools that culinary educators have at our disposal, and it is amazing to be able to. It saves us money, it saves us time, and it only helps us and makes our jobs that much easier. And with the recipes, the demonstrations, all the things that are available, the French pronunciations, all the search functions. I mean, everything about it is it's fantastic.
Thank you very much, Nathan.
No problem.